everyone, it's Elise. Welcome back to my channel. And really quick, I just wanted to give y'all an update about where I'm at in quitting my job. I gave you an update about 2 months ago, and about a month before that, I dropped a video about how I was planning to quit my six-figure job. So a lot has happened. It is now June 2023, and yeah, just gonna give y'all some updates about like where I'm at and where we are in the process. So number one, I gave my 2 weeks notice last week. And yeah, I haven't given a 2 weeks notice in almost 10 years. I was with the company for 9 years. So for some reason I was nervous. But I did it because I was like, it got to get done. So all I did, I made sure I just called the number. And then when my supervisor answered, it was like, okay, just say the words. So I did it. And I was like, I'm giving my 2 weeks notice. And everything was fine. She was like, okay, thanks for the 2 weeks notice. We'll go with that. Went to work, I think that same day, and it was fine. But the next shift that I was supposed to work, which was that Friday, you know, them people told me, that's all right, we got somebody else to do it. And I was like, okay, you don't have to worry. Like, that's fine. I was prepared for this. So it is official. I have not had to go back to work. And I kind of am like, I don't know what to do with myself. But I'm liking this place that I'm at right now. So yes, in preparation, there were some things that I had to do before I gave the notice. So maybe the first thing I did was about 2 weeks ago, I stopped contributing to my 401k. I called HR about 2 weeks ago in preparation for the last couple of paychecks. They would not be taking any money out. And I did that because I did that strategically, and I don't know how it's gonna play out. I do have one more paycheck coming. Maybe the 401k contribution will be in there, maybe it will not. Either way, I will be fine. And I decided to cut it because I will have enough. In my opinion, I was comfortable with having that amount to carry me on for the year. It's like almost $7,000 going to my retirement. And so I think that's more than average for the American worker. And I'm comfortable with that. And I will start contributing again to wherever I decide to put my retirement in 2024. But $7,000 is my cap for the year. And everything else will be scraping by so that I can survive until I figure out what else I'm gonna do. So I'm leaving it. I know at my job where it is being serviced, I can leave it there for a year. I obviously can't contribute to it, but I can leave it there. It can grow its interest, and that's enough for me. And then in this latter part of the year, I will try to figure out who I'm going to transfer it to, whether it is Vanguard and another competitor. I'm not sure yet, but I will figure that out in time. Number two thing that I did was trying to look for health insurance. And I will say, without a doubt, that is the number one surprise that I got in my road to entrepreneurship. And I say that because my last day at work was Friday. So Friday afternoon, I went ahead and looked up insurance. And even with Obamacare, because that's what I looked for, I presumed it was going to be the least affordable. They told me that my monthly premium would be $400. And I was like, I can't afford $400. So I really had to do some soul searching. And ultimately, I decided I'm going to forfeit having health insurance. It's something that I wish I didn't have to do, but $400 times 6 is $2,400, and that's a lot for me right now. I'm kind of at peace because number one, there is no reward without risk, and it's a little bit risky, but you have to take some risk. Number two, I kind of have been preparing myself my whole life for this because I keep myself pretty healthy. I invest in like working out 3 to 4 times a week, weight training and cardio. Beforehand, I would go to the doctor regularly. So I have 2 or 3 doctors that I go to regularly. I actually have a relationship with those doctors. So I'm gonna spend the next month or so pushing back my appointments, asking them if they're okay with it, which I'm sure they will. I'll push them all back to January of 2024 in time for my Obamacare to click in next year. I actually called Obamacare because it's like, where is the subsidy on that $400 a month? Do y'all do it after? And that's like a shock value number. She was like, nah, you make too much money. And so I guess the government is like, girl, you make $8,000. You don't need this subsidy. That's arguable. I'm not gonna argue. I'm not one to argue about something I can't change or control. So I was like, all right, y'all got it, but y'all not getting $400 from me. So the lady said I had to make less than $58,000. So I can pretty sure guarantee that next year in 2024. So I just gotta, again, risk it a little bit for 6 months and then get the insurance that way. As far as dental insurance is concerned, because I am very regular with my dental hygiene, it's really important to me. It's kind of like self-care. I talk to my dentist and they have a plan where if I pay like $30 a month for the care that I am accustomed to, that's enough to carry it. So that's good that my dental is not going to be that expensive, and I don't have to see them again until later on in the year. But that is $30 something a month is a lot more affordable than $400 a month. So yeah, that's where I am going to be as far as healthcare is concerned. Wish it could be better, but that's okay. This is a new part of my life, and it's gonna come with some hiccups. I'm choosing to acknowledge them and move past them and go on to the next thing. The next thing that I did in between the last episode was to pay off all of my credit cards. I have 2 credit cards, and there was one that was like a balance of $400, and there was one that was a balance of $1,600, and that was mainly because my birthday is this month, and I decided to treat myself for the summer, and I paid that off last Thursday. So glad I did that, because when Friday came around and I was like, I'm not working anymore, I was like, well, at least I did the responsible thing, because I didn't want to do it. But that's one benefit of being responsible. You kind of like do the hard things. So when things happen, it's like, oh, well, I already took care of it. It was hard then, but it's not, it looks real easy. So I am officially out of debt. I have no student debt. I have no credit card debt. I just have the debt from my house. And I have a little bit of car debt, but not that much. So yeah. So the next thing that I've been doing, and I even did some more this weekend now that I have to really figure out my money, is I've been budgeting, and I have been budgeting, and I have been budgeting some more. And my budget now is really to the bare bones. Like, I have found ways to like bring things all the way down to the point where I was like, can I add some more to it? But I was like, no, you can't add more to it. The reason why you cannot add more to it, Elise, is because you simply can't. And it is something that I can use to propel myself to look forward to. Because that's how it was a few years ago with the budget I had being an employee. Like, the budget has gotten better. It has gotten friendlier to me. I got more money in my fun budget line. I got more money in my shopping budget line. I got more money in my self-care budget line. Right now, all of those are back down to really, really nothing. There's still something, but it's nothing. And it's like, oh, this sucks. But it's okay, because this is temporary. And I'm willing to make the sacrifice. And to me, it's like, at least if you really want this, you're gonna work really hard these 40 hours now that you are free, to make sure that you put money in the bank for yourself. Because before, you used to trade your time for money. Now you still gotta use that time wisely to have people give money to you. So I'm hoping next year it's like an incentive, like next year this time, whatever is $25 in your budget is $50, and the year after that is $75, until you're like sitting pretty again. Which brings me to the next thing I want to talk about, is that I was supposed to find out today if I met my $35,000 goal nest egg for when I quit my job, because I was supposed to find out my paycheck, but I did not, because it's not in my bank account. I called HR and they said it's because it's the last paycheck and they're gonna mail it to you. Fine. So I was trying to see if I made it to the 35,000. I haven't. This check may bring me to it, but I'll be close. And I'm okay with that too, because originally it was 33. And that's why I set really high goals for myself, because even if I didn't make the 35, I'm really close. And probably better than 33, right? So, and if I had gotten the 2 weeks, I would have been at like 37. Regardless, that is a decent amount of money, and that's almost 12 months. And hopefully when I get this part-time job working like a lot less stressful position, that'll give me more months on top of it. But regardless, I have been able to give myself some time to figure out what I want to do in the next chapter of my life. So I wish I had an update for that, but as of right now, just know I made it past 33.5. We might be at 34, we might be sitting at 35. I have no idea. And then the last thing is that I now am free to just kind of be. And originally when I knew I was gonna quit, I told myself I was gonna give myself 2 to 4 weeks. I think I'm just gonna give myself the good 4 weeks of vacation. I have no idea with my life. But it's kind of a treat to myself, and I'm very blessed and happy that I'm in this position where I can kind of chill out. So these last couple days, I have had so much time to clean, to organize, to ponder, to finish reading a book that I've been reading for the last month or two. I've been going on walks. I've been able to do so much in this last almost week than I've ever done before. I literally feel healthier. I've been able to stick to like my meal plans, and I'm just like, I don't know if working in corporate America is like literally physically good for you. I know emotionally it's not the best for you, but physically, so far it's so much better. And that was the point. Like this weekend, my mom was moving, and had I been working, which I was supposed to work, I wouldn't have been able to help her. And that's kind of the plan that which is why I knew I had to quit 3 or 4 or 5 years ago, because I want to make time and space for other things in life than just working and making other people rich, you know? So yes, I'm missing out on this paycheck or a couple paychecks, but I'm not missing out on being part of a fraudulent industry. And so that money is kind of like fraudulent, and I don't want to be involved anymore. I'm planning a lot of pool days. It's summer in Miami, a lot of beach days, and there will be a few days of me doing nothing. But between, I'm going to go to my family reunion, I'm going to spend time with people I care about, and then I'm going to muse about what my next steps are, because other than getting the part-time job, which is what I would plan to do as soon as I'm at 4 weeks and 1 day, I will be looking out for part-time jobs and applying, and hopefully I'll get something within the next month. And then, so that'll give me probably like 16 to 20 hours of working, and then I'll spend the rest of the 25 hours a week building my businesses and getting a clientele. Because I would like to say that I have clients by the end of 2023. That is my big goal. So pray for me, wish me luck. I just wanted to stop by and say that I actually did it, and I don't know where I'm going after, but I know that God hasn't failed me, so I don't think he's gonna do it now. So again, thank you so much for stopping by, for supporting, for subscribing. Please like this video so the algorithm will push it out and more people can see that it is possible if you do it in a strategic manner. And until next time, I'll see y'all later.